Rig Veda Mandala 1 Hymn 3 is the third hymn of the Rig Veda, the oldest and most sacred Hindu scripture. It is addressed to the Asvins, the twin gods of medicine and healing, who are also associated with dawn and horses. The hymn praises the Asvins for their various attributes and functions, and asks them to drink the soma juice that has been prepared for them. The hymn also invokes Indra, the king of gods, and Sarasvati, the goddess of speech and learning. The hymn consists of 12 verses, each with 8 syllables per line. The meter is Gayatri, which is considered to be the most sacred and auspicious meter in the Rig Veda. The seer or composer of the hymn is Vishvamitra Gathina, a descendant of the famous sage Vishvamitra. The deity or subject of the hymn is the Asvins, who are also called Nasatyas, wonder workers, etc. The text and translation of the hymn are as follows. Ye Asvins, rich in treasure, lords of splendor, having nimble hands, accept the sacrificial food. Ye Asvins, rich in wondrous deeds, ye heroes worthy of our praise, accept our songs with mighty thought. Nasatyas, wonder workers, yours are these libations with clipped grass, come ye whose paths are red with flame. O Indra marvelously bright, come, these libations long for thee, thus by fine fingers purified. Urged by the holy singer, sped by song, come, Indra, to the prayers of the libation pouring priest. Approach, O Indra, hasting thee, lord of bay horses, to the prayers. In our libation take delight. Ye Vaivdevas, who protect, reward, and cherish men, approach your worshippers' drink offering. Ye Vaivdevas, swift at work, come hither quickly to the draught, as milch kine hasten to their stalls. The Vaivdevas, changing shape like serpents, fearless, void of guile, bearers, accept the sacred draught. Wealthy and spoil, enriched with hymns, may bright Sarasvati desire, with eager love, our sacrifice. Inciter of all pleasant songs, inspirer o all gracious thought, Sarasvati accept our right. Sarasvati, the mighty flood, she with bee light illuminates, she brightens every pious thought. Here is a brief explanation of each point in the hymn. Verse 1, the hymn begins by addressing the Asvins as rich in treasure, which means that they have abundant wealth and resources. They are also called lords of splendor, which means that they have radiant and magnificent appearance. They are also said to have nimble hands, which means that they are skillful and quick in their actions. The hymn asks them to accept the sacrificial food, which means to receive and enjoy the offerings that are made to them. Verse 2, the hymn states that the Asvins are rich in wondrous deeds, which means that they perform many marvelous and miraculous acts. They are also called heroes worthy of our praise, which means that they are brave and noble warriors who deserve our admiration. The hymn asks them to accept our songs with mighty thought, which means to listen and respond to our hymns with powerful and benevolent intention. Verse 3, the hymn calls the Asvins Nasatyas, which is another name for them that means not untrue or not un. They are also called wonder workers, which means that they are capable of doing amazing and extraordinary things. The hymn says that theirs are these libations with clipped grass, which means that these liquid offerings with cut or trimmed grass belong to them, or are dedicated to them. The hymn also asks them to come whose paths are red with flame, which means to approach or arrive whose ways or movements are marked or accompanied by fire or light. Verse 4, the hymn invokes Indra, the king of gods, who is often associated with thunder and rain. The hymn calls him marvelously bright, which means that he has splendid and dazzling appearance. The hymn asks him to come, these libations long for thee, which means to approach or arrive, these liquid offerings eagerly await or desire him. The hymn also says that thus by fine fingers purified, which means that in this way by delicate or skillful hands cleansed or refined. Verse 5, the hymn says that urged by the holy singer, sped by song, which means that prompted or encouraged by the sacred or pious poet or reciter, hastened or accelerated by the hymn or chant. The hymn asks Indra to come to the prayers, which means to approach or arrive to the petitions or requests. The hymn also calls him the libation-pouring priest, which means that he is the one who offers or presents the liquid offerings. Verse 6, the hymn appeals to Indra to approach, hasting thee, which means to come near or close, hurrying or rushing himself. The hymn calls him Lord of Bay Horses, which means that he is the master or ruler of reddish-brown horses. The hymn also asks him to take delight in our libation, which means to find pleasure or joy in our liquid offering. Verse 7, the hymn invokes the Vaivdevas, who are a group of gods who represent all aspects of life and nature. They are also called all gods or universal gods. The hymn says that they protect, reward, and cherish men, which means that they guard, bless, and love humans. The hymn asks them to approach their worshippers' drink offering, which means to come near or close their devotees' liquid offering. Verse 8, the hymn praises the Vaivdevas as swift at work, which means that they are fast or quick in their actions or deeds. The hymn asks them to come hither quickly to the draught, which means to come here rapidly to the drink or beverage. The hymn also compares them to milch kine hasten to their stalls, which means that they are like milk-producing cows hurry to their enclosures or shelters. Verse 9, the hymn describes the Vaivdevas as changing shape like serpents, which means that they can transform or alter their form like snakes. They are also called fearless, void of guile, which means that they are brave or courageous, free of deceit or trickery. They are also called bearers, which means that they carry or support something. The hymn asks them to accept the sacred draught, which means to receive or acknowledge the holy drink or beverage. Verse 10, the hymn invokes Sarasvati, the goddess of speech and learning, who is also associated with rivers and waters. The hymn calls her wealthy in spoil, enriched with hymns, which means that she has abundant plunder or booty, filled with songs or chants. The hymn asks her to desire with eager love our sacrifice, which means to wish or long for with keen or intense affection our offering or ritual. Verse 11, the hymn praises Sarasvati as inciter of all pleasant songs, inspirer of all gracious thought, which means that she is the one who stimulates or provokes all agreeable or delightful hymns, the one who influences or motivates all kind or courteous thought. The hymn asks her to accept our rite, which means to receive or acknowledge our ceremony or act. Verse 12, the hymn extols Sarasvati as the mighty flood, which means that she is the powerful or strong river or stream. The hymn says that she with be light illuminates, which means that she with her brightness or radiance enlightens or clarifies. The hymn also says that she brightens every pious thought, which means that she makes more clear or vivid every religious or devout thought.